She's Sansa Stark. Give it up for Sophie Turner, everybody. He answers to Theon or Reek. Give it up for Alfie Allen. He's one of the directors of Game of Thrones. He directed episodes 9 and 10 this year. Please welcome David Nutter, everybody. She plays Gilly, Hannah Murray. He's Samwell Tarly. Please welcome John Bradley, everybody. Arya Stark, Maisie Williams is in the hall. He plays Varys. Please welcome Conleth Hill. And she is an executive producer. Please welcome Carolyn Strauss, everybody. And Liam, you can come out now as well. Thank you, Liam. So this is very exciting because it's always fun to see all of you guys together because on the show, of course, we don't see you together enough. I met Maisie and Sophie last year here at Comic-Con, and it's safe to say you guys see each other in San Diego more than you see each other in Westeros. Is that?
I think that's true. We see each other more outside of the UK than we do.
And is it nice this time of year when you can get together and actually see the cast? Is that nice for everybody?
Yes, sir.
It is? Does anybody want to say otherwise? They prefer it more when they're separate. So here's a question I have. How many of you, because we're at a very interesting point of Game of Thrones where we are now up to the books. So how many of you had read the books? How many of you were so curious as to the outcomes of your character that you read ahead? Did anyone? Gwendolyn, you did the reading?
I did the homework.
All right, that's very good.
For once.
And now for everyone else, did fans of the books ever ruin it for you? Did you have to prevent that from happening when people came up to you? Is that something that you were at risk of?
People would come up and be like, Arya goes blind. And even though I didn't know, I'd be like, yeah, I know, yeah, I'm so aware of that. And pretend I knew when I didn't.
And now that I guess the question for everybody, now that we are now beyond the books, what level of secrecy are they holding you guys to? Is it more intense than ever?
Yeah, far more intense.
Like when you get scripts, do you have to sign like a million things?
We can't tell you.
You can't even tell me the level. You can't even say there's a lot of secrecy. Wow. If Varys can't tell you, no one can tell you. So obviously that's got it for Carolyn. For you guys, that has to be a huge issue this year.
Major issue.
And fans of the show, I think, will follow every piece of casting, every location photo. Do you have to try harder than ever now that you are sort of at the book point of the show?
Yeah, I think we're at the book point and we're at the world and the balance point. And so I think that, we've always tried to maintain a level of surprise for people who watch the show. Thank you. With every season it gets more and more.
What are the conversation levels like with George at this point and the writers of the show? Like, how much are you talking to him to?
I think they talk to him, as much as they have before. I mean, he's laid out a lot of sort of what his thinking was going forward, and then Dan and David have jumped off from there.
Got it. I will say it's so wonderful to see all of you out of costume because some of you have to wear some pretty lousy costumes. You guys just wear sacks, basically. That was great. But Alfie,
I have a loincloth.
Seeing you the best, and seeing you with 10 fingers and 10 toes is just outstanding.
Thank you.
You went through probably one of the roughest seasons, the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, I think seasons 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, they're all
if you were a little nicer at seasons 1 or 2, maybe.
For us all.
I think one of my favorite things about the finale was, Theon finally making a choice, make a decision. Was that exciting for you to read that and see that you actually got to move in a different direction than you've been in?
Yeah, I mean, it was, as an actor, it would have been interesting to see sort of where it could have gone if perhaps it would have gone darker, but yeah, it's nice to sort of see some light at the end of the tunnel for the character. I am a little bit human.
John and Hannah, so happy Gilly and Samwell finally got together this year. That was everyone. He will hear, won't, will they or won't they of Game of Thrones, the Sam and Diane, if you will. But you have to be worried because most times when people hook up on the show, it doesn't like portend good things. Are you? What are you looking forward to with your relationship moving forward? Where do you hope that it goes?
I think Sam would just happily accept more of the same. I don't think Sam's one of those people who tries to inject a bit of exotica into his sex life. I think he's kind of happy.
So is that maybe when he's looking at all those books, you think that's actually what he's reading about?
Or you're he's hollowed the books out and stuck a few little sketches in. Well, I've said it before, that I think up until, Gilly, Gilly,
Yeah.
she, I always thought that Sam used to think about sex the way that most people think about space. In so much as it's something that goes on, he's got nothing to do with it. I think he used to see it from a purely kind of academic standpoint. Nothing that he thought he'd have. He's fascinated by it in a kind of childlike way, but nothing that he thought he'd have. It's similar to the way I am with dancing, or something like that. But the thing about when Gilly turned up and gave him a bit of practical, it just occurred to me, I don't know enough about science to be able to finish that metaphor off. So, thanks again, school.
I wouldn't be surprised if the whole season 6 is just you walking around saying, "Did you hear? Did you hear my excellent news?"
Well, he's done that before.
Yeah.
He killed a White Walker, swanned around for a few seasons telling everybody about it. Nobody believed him. Do you know what? Such as Sam is, I reckon even less people will believe this.
David, you directed the last 2 episodes, which were fantastic. The end of episode 9, the dragon in the fighting pits, one of the most incredible scenes in the history of the show. How much longer did it take to shoot that than a normal episode?
Well, all I know is for that sequence, it was 2 days of second unit, and then we had 10 days of first unit that we shot. So it was about a 10-day experience for myself that I just wanted to physically survive it, and fortunately I did.
And the dragon trainer just must be essential.
You gotta have a great dragon trainer and good treats.
Yeah. Natalie Margaery, one of the toughest characters to figure out. I feel like she's in a sympathetic place now. What I love about her, the more she dislikes somebody, the nicer she is. It must be fun to play.
A lot of fun, yeah. Yeah. Poor Marjorie, they left her in a cell.
Yeah. I guess we're just gonna find out how she.
Yeah.
Marjorie.
She needs a shower and a coffee, I'm sure by now.
I think you should do a crossover with Orange is the New Black, I think. just throwing that out there.
I think that's an excellent idea.
Gwendolyn, I don't want to blame you for the things your character did.
Go ahead.
You had one job, which was just to keep an eye out for a candle in a window. One job. You blew it. And let's be honest.
I didn't blow the candle. I didn't mean that.
Too soon.
What can I say?
I feel like
I had to stand for 3 months watching a window to wait for a candle.
Well,
give me a break.
you don't have to take these oaths.
Sometimes I just take on a little bit too much.
I'm saying, I hope
I'm ambitious.
we see Brienne's peer review, because I think she's gonna not like what she hears. Varys is one of the most interesting characters, both in the book and in the show. So you're wonderful. I so enjoyed you this season with Peter. You guys are a great team. When you're sort of playing, because it's very hard to even know reading the books, is Varys a very good person or is Varys a very bad person? Is Varys looking out for himself? What are you, not knowing fully, because we don't really know, like what are you rooting for in Varys as you play him? Like what do you hope is his core?
Good, ultimately, but it's one of the reasons I didn't read the books is because you can only play the moment. You can't play knowledge, you can't play I know what's going to happen next, or so you just play the moment, and then that takes the responsibility off you if you're just playing the scene.
I think we could all use a Varys in our lives, I think.
Yeah. He's Maybe a lot of money.
Yeah, there you go. Liam, I've been looking, we don't really know. Stannis wasn't on camera, as you guys do a really nice job. You kill a lot of people right off camera. I really appreciate that. Give us something to talk about online. I'm very happy for Davos because I think, I gotta be honest, I don't...
You're happy for Davos?
I'm happy for Davos because I think with Stannis out of the way, you could lighten up a little bit. I don't think he was a great friend for you. And I'm just I want to see Davos smile a little bit more. And I think Stannis out of the way will be good.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Especially when he finds out what that did.
Yeah. Yeah, again, you should have stayed, and it wouldn't have happened.
I tried. I did try. I think these people will back me up here. Did I try? Yeah. The people have spoken. I thank you. Good night.
Carice, it's a pleasure to have you here. This is, give it up for Carice. True story, I know I've told this before, Carice and I have known each other for almost 20 years.
Oh, here we go.
And Carice, when Carice was auditioning for this, she called me because she knew that I would be the kind of person who would have read these books and asked me if I thought it was a good part, and I told you it was, right?
Thank you, Seth.
You're welcome, and that's all I've been waiting for.
Well, thank you.
One of the scenes that Liam just referred to, one of the toughest scenes I think for everybody to watch this year, was the burning scene with Shireen. Was that I assume for everyone here, there has to be a great level of levity meeting you all backstage. Obviously, you are not as dark as the characters you play. Was that a hard scene to shoot, though? I mean, was there levity on set on a day like that?
Not at all. Not a levity kind of a situation. It was tough weather, tough setting, and everyone really needed to feel what was going to happen to this young girl. And we were all into it. The actors were all into the sequence. The extras were into it, and it was just an amazingly powerful moment that I think was turned out just right.
It was a very powerful scene. This year, there seemed to be, a couple of times where the audience thought things were rougher than they were even used to at the place. When you spend a lot of time in Westeros, it seems weird that you would be ever caught off guard. Were you surprised by that feedback from the audience?
I think people like to get involved in a conversation, and I think also the more you know your characters, the more painful it is when something bad happens to them. And somebody like Shireen, when that happened to Shireen, I mean, she's such a really interesting, and you just feel for this girl, and but just because it's painful doesn't mean it's not a good point of the story. And I think it wasn't done because of the pain, but it was done in spite of pain, I think.
Now, every time, most times, obviously, a character dies on the show, you've always been able to blame it on the author, George R. R. Martin. You say to actors, look, this was in the book, there was nothing we could do. Now that you're a little bit ahead, do you feel like people are lobbying you more?
We're still gonna blame.
Okay, you're still gonna blame. Well, the Sophie and Maisie, I would just say, it's very hard for a Stark in Westeros, as we know. But we sort of started the show with the Starks, and I just need to ask you guys to do whatever you can to either lobby George R. R. or the creators of the show, because I really think, as fans of the show, we need you guys to stay alive. So can you do that for us?
We're trying, dude. We're trying, but they keep on doing bad stuff to us,
I don't know how Arya's
I don't know what it is about the Starks, man. They just hate us.
I don't know how Arya's gonna do without her eyes in the new season, but
Yeah.
I'll try.
All right, good.